Many of you come from far away parts of the world. I welcome you all. Now, as to the thank you, I have to elaborate it. And to elaborate it, I have to start from 36 years ago when I married Barbara. That was my first happiest event in my life. My second was the birth of Joyce, and I won't tell you how many years ago. After she was born, and growing up was all one-way street of joy to me and Barbara. One-way street in the sense that me and Barbara never had to worry about her homework, never had to worry about her getting into a good school or good university. It was all one way, always set a very high standard for herself. She always worked hard in all of her endeavors. So knowing Joyce has a high standard, I waited to be introduced to her boyfriend. That was 10 years ago, that I can tell you. We met in a very fine classical restaurant in a vintage railway station, a very good restaurant chosen by Richard. And she immediately impressed me as a very fine young man. But shortly thereafter, I discovered him to be a lot more than fine. Joyce and Richard makes the perfect couple. I'm so happy. And therefore, I have to thank Patricia and Kurt for making Richard. So I wish Joyce and Richard lots and lots of happiness, forever happy, forever in love. And I wish all of you forever happy, lots of love. And I wish you all will enjoy tonight and tomorrow until 3 a.m. Thank you.
Nach einer solchen Rede fällt es natürlich schwer, den zweiten Part zu spielen. Vor allen Dingen, was soll ich jetzt noch sagen? Es ist fast alles gesagt. Trotz allem möchte ich natürlich auch alle recht herzlich hier begrüßen. Zu Richard hätte ich vielleicht noch eine kleine Anekdote zu erzählen. Diese Anekdote spielte sich vor 30 Jahren ab. Sie fand in Holland statt, in einem Feriendorf. Wir waren mit einem befreundeten Ehepaar dort. Dieses Ehepaar ist auch heute hier, sodass man nachhören kann, ob diese Geschichte auch stimmt. Wir saßen bei Tisch und sprachen über Gott und die Welt. Und so wie sich das nach dem Abendessen dann so ein bisschen hinzieht, wir waren zwei junge Ehepaare, haben wir natürlich, nachdem die Kinder zu Bett gegangen sind, auch über unsere Kinder nicht nur positiv, sondern auch negativ gesprochen. Und wie das dann so ist, was meinst du, sollte man nicht besser hier und sollte man nicht besser da? Schlussendlich, nach dieser wirklich wunderbaren Diskussion, wurden wir mit einem Lied von Richard der auf einer Treppe saß, die von dem Wohnzimmer in die Schlafzimmer führte, aus dieser Diskussion gerissen und er sang: Guten Morgen, liebe Sorgen, seid ihr auch schon alle da? Habt ihr auch so gut geschlafen? Dann ist alles wunderbar. Dann ist alles klar. Wir waren baff. Ja? Wir haben gegaut, wir haben mitgesungen und es war ein wunderschöner Abend. Was möchte ich damit sagen? Dass, liebe Joyce, der Richard ein Mensch ist, der sehr viel Harmonie gebraucht. Und dieses Harmoniebedürfnis zieht sich bei Richard wie ein langer Faden durch sein bisheriges Leben, will sogar so weit gehen, dass viele seiner Entscheidungen eben auch harmonisch sein mussten. Es durfte oder sollte nicht irgendwo anecken und stören. Und zum Schluss möchte ich dann sagen an euch beide: Achtet bitte darauf, dass diese Harmonie bleibt. Ich bin mit meiner Frau mittlerweile weit mehr als 30 Jahre verheiratet und die Harmonie, viele können das ja sicherlich auch sehr gut beurteilen, ist das Wichtigste, und wenn die Harmonie stimmt, dann stärkt es die Liebe und das Zusammenleben. Und unter dem Aspekt möchte ich dann meine Rede beenden, dass mit Harmonie die Liebe bleibt und dass es eine starke Zukunft für euch ist. Schönen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit und einen guten Appetit.
Time has the key to one's door, where our eyes cannot meet.
Well, that's for you. It's a reminder of us.
This is for the
your
heart.
wedding gift.
This is for the hard times.
Had always run inside.
So it's Tissot, not
On the
Tossen.
start
And he said, oh, is he going to come by to grab his watch? I said, no.
it now.
It's your style.
I'm not the same. Knowing
Thank you.
with your little one who needs more love. A mother, a friend.
Welcome, family and friends, Richard, Joyce. Your love and commitment. It's probably not exaggerated to say that people from all over the world came here to witness one of the most beautiful and probably also awaited days of Joyce and Richard. Today represents not only the celebration of Richard and Joyce's union, but also the uniting of their families and friends. Love and commitment know no visas, need no applications and have no expiry date. Richard and Joyce would like to especially thank their parents on this occasion. The unconditional gifts of love and support that you offered have inspired Richard and Joyce to become who they are today. Without you, this day would not be possible. So, thank you. Merci. Barbara Chan, Shihung Chan, Patricia Dömer, Kurt Dömer. At this point, a real officiant like I am not really refers to some important quotes from some important writers. I prefer not to. I quote Joyce and Richard. Richard, when he says that you can never be sure about anything in life, not even about love. You need to work on it every day. Because love should never be taken for granted. And I'd like to quote Joyce when she says about Richard that he used to write poems when girls broke his heart. But Since he met Joyce, he hasn't written another poem again. Yeah. Richard and Joyce are providing each other a constant source of comfort with a strong natural conviction that they belong together. Joyce and Richard, it's true, you are making worlds collide. Marriage is remembering to say, I love you every day. You are never going to sleep angrily, you are standing together and facing the world as one. And you always choose love, is what Joyce told me some days ago in a bar called Vis-a-Vis, and now you are like vis-a-vis and here in front of me. So here you are. Marriage is a promise to share desires, longings, maybe some long drinks, dreams and memories, joys and sorrows, and to help each other through all uncertainties of life. It's not always going to be easy, but it will always be worth it. It takes faith, risk and responsibility to go forward together without knowing what the future holds for you both. That's a good thing. But you are going to face it together, and together one is less alone. Now, with that in mind, Joyce and Richard, please turn to each other and share your vows. Joyce.
Here.
It's your moment now. Oh, sorry.
Richard, you're my best friend. I feel like the luckiest girl ever to have met you in Paris 10 years ago and to stand before you now. You're the kindest, most generous, and unselfish person I know. You always find time to call me and wish me good luck 3 times for work because I'm a bit crazy, and that is my lucky number. You like to tell me silly lies, but always tell me the truth afterwards. I say where I want to go, and you make my dreams come true. You sit beside me patiently while I paint the landscapes. You like the food I make, even if it's some strange recipe I found, and clean the dishes afterwards, even if you hate doing them. You let me be who I am without fear, and I know I'm safe and loved when I'm with you. I promise to laugh with you, cry with you, and grow with you, even as time and life changes both. I promise to be patient and kind, to respect and cherish you, and to show you how deeply I care for you, no matter the challenges that may come our way. I promise to support your dreams, to love you loyally and fiercely, and to be by your side, for better or worse, as long as we both shall live. I give you my hand, I give you my love, I give you myself.
Wow.
You're crazy. Crazier than I thought you were when we first met. Crazy for waiting 10 years for this moment. Crazy for agreeing to embark on this life challenge with me. We have made it through the last 10 years, and I believed in the deepest of hearts that we can master all adventures that still lie ahead of us. You are my team and my soulmate, and I pledge allegiance to that team. You are my hero, my role model, and my guardian angel. I love you. I vow to support you in all your challenges and be the shoulder you can lean on and the ear you can whisper secrets into. I love you.
Now, please present the rings, Billy. Tränenwandschrift. Richard, wellwandschrift in Joyce sin hand. Og wiederhole folgend wieder. Kinder des rang als Zeichen von unser Licht.
Kinder des rang als Zeichen unser Licht.
Für Haut, für Ma, und für all die Ideen, die noch kommen.
Für Haut, für Ma, an all die Ideen, die noch kommen.
Joyce, please take Richard's. Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Joyce, Please take Richard's hand and repeat these words. I give you this ring as a symbol of our love.
I give you this ring as a symbol of our love.
For today and tomorrow and for all the days to come.
For today, tomorrow, and for all the days to come.
Now, normally would be the moment where I ask you if you're okay with this marriage, but they are okay with it, so we don't ask you, we don't care. Joyce and Richard, you have professed your love by exchanging your vows. You have symbolized your commitment by exchanging rings. With all of this, there's just one more question I need each of you to answer. Joyce, do you take Richard to be your husband?
I do.
Richard, hältst du Joyce als den Frau?
Ja.
Richard, Joyce, I now pronounce you husband and wife, and please, you may kiss the bride. Das begrüße ich erst für die HK auf hier zu stellen. Joyce und Richard Dömer. Wann ich griff von diesen Blumen auf zu geilen.
Was this your plan? Richard, did you plan to fall in love with this young girl from Hong Kong? And Joyce, did you plan to fall in love with this handsome Luxembourgish guy in Paris? Although I'm his sister, I may say that he's handsome, right? Okay, yeah. So I guess this wasn't in your plans because life has a very unique timing and it rarely fits our planning or our expectations. But the good thing is, it can be better than expected. The song goes something like this. Go let him say that I'm a fool to act this way. Cause if I'm crazy, I'm just crazy about you. Guitar solo. And that's the point. Richard and Joyce are just crazy about each other. And they took the risk. They kept alive a long-distance love. And now today, they tied the knot. I wish them a bright and crazy future. And skip all the lines that are there or not there. Just enjoy the nice horizon with your wife. To the bride and the groom.
So I'm the best man, Billy, and I'm very honored to be here in Luxembourg today to see my best friend get married to his best girl, Joyce. Congratulations, guys. So I met Richard back in college in London, and we lived together for most of that. There was lots of growing, lots of partying. Richard did most of the partying. And don't worry, Chi-Hung and Barbara, Richard studied a lot. He studied so hard, so hard. All right, he was the third person I met in London. When I found him, he was a cowboy boot wearing, Stetson hat wearing, country music listening poet. So, no change there. His first words to me were, I'm Richard. I come from Luxembourg. Do you know where that is? Yes, I lied. Yes. Chi-Hung, Barbara, Patricia, Kurt, thank you very much for making this evening possible, and thank you for raising two fine people, two wonderful people. And now, Patricia, I have something in particular to say to you. I'm so sorry. I owe you a big apology. And the reason I remember this so clearly was because we were in your kitchen and you were holding a really big knife. And you said, Billy, please stop introducing Richard to your friends from Hong Kong, especially the girls. I'm afraid that he's going to take a liking to one of them, and he's going to move to Hong Kong, and I'm going to lose him. I think your exact words were, I don't want to lose my Richie. Joyce and Richard, I'm so glad that you two found one another. Across oceans, I could never have imagined that when I mentioned to Joyce, because I thought it might sound cool that I had a friend in Paris, that she should maybe go meet him, that after a 9-hour Lord of the Rings marathon, nice one, that this would be happening. There's almost 10,000 kilometers between Hong Kong and Luxembourg, and to maintain a 10-year relationship across continents, that really is remarkable. But maybe not so remarkable for two remarkable people, who I'm very proud to call my friends, and I'm extremely happy to be here celebrating.
And I'm really proud to call all of you my friends. So thank you very much from Joyce and myself for what you've done for us today. Thank you very much. So on September 8th, which is today in 2 weeks, marks the exact 10th anniversary where I met Joyce for the first time. So when people used to ask me why I would take it on myself to date a girl who lived on the other side of the world, I always said that there was no doubt in my mind that this girl was the one. There was just something that clicked immediately with us, and I thought that was really something special. And I want to thank Joyce for that, for giving me that feeling.
Joyce, we are so grateful for the amazing journey of friendship and camaraderie that we have shared the past 13 years and more. There are so many hilarious and fond memories generated by our group dynamic, we would never be able to list them all. You have always been an example to the rest of us. You are fearless, determined, and a compassionate force of standing up for what you believe is fair and just. You have been so supportive of each of us individually, like asking your wedding guests to donate to Médecins Sans Frontières after I worked for them in South Sudan. You have always been the peacekeeper in our group. Despite all of us being so different, in 13 years of friendship, as a group, we have never had a serious argument. As I'm sure every couple in this room will agree, you will have bad days and challenging days, days when you might want to give up. But when you do, think about this moment and all the moments that have brought you two and all of us here together. You will shoulder each other through every adversity because you have and will continue to choose to do so every day of your life. Joyce, remember that regardless of time or distance, you are truly loved and we will always be here for you. Sorry.
Billy, you were always the best wingman in the world. It took me a while to really appreciate your craft, but your varied opinions and comments grounded me and helped me making educated but not necessarily smart decisions in the proceedings. So for that, I thank you. Jackie, your company was very valued, and your moral compass is still a point of reference today to Joyce and myself. For that, I thank you. Newly parents-in-law Barbara and Shihung, you've always made me feel very welcome in your family, and I know it's not normal, for which I'm very grateful. I will cherish your daughter until the end of my days, that you can be sure of that, and thank you for accepting me so well in your family. For that, I thank you. Then, of course, my mom and dad. So the longer it took for me to see Joyce again, because usually we have a 3-4 months rhythm, so the longer it was getting to the 3rd or the 4th month, I was getting more annoyed at the little things. My mom said, well, it's about time that you see each other again, right? Because I was getting grumpier and grumpier. Couldn't have been easy. But beyond that, they always supported us. After they met her, there was not a lot of talking to I had to do, because they knew that I hit the jackpot, right? So thank you also for my mom and dad for many hours of understanding and covering me at work when I'm not there. For that, I thank you. I love you both.